Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another installment of Get Started with Vendasta. We're going to be talking about social marketing today and how you can use our AI tools to create meaningful, engaging content and post them everywhere they need to go. My name is Nathan Yaworski. I'm an onboarding specialist here at Vendasta. I'm joined by my partner in crime, Hadley Schmidt. Likely, a lot of you have seen us in your configuration calls and onboarding calls. It's great to see so many folks in the chat already, or not the chat, the meeting already. We're so excited to be here talking about social marketing today. As always, we have some housekeeping. The first question is always going to be, are you recording this? And the answer, of course, is yes, we are recording this. A replay link will be shared in a follow-up email. In addition, it is going to be going on to our YouTube playlist. Hadley, I'll get you to share that right there. If you want and you haven't bookmarked this yet, go ahead and right-click on that access here, open it in a new tab. Don't go away, please. We want to keep you here. But make sure you bookmark that for later use. It's got all of our previous sessions, and all future sessions will end up on there as well. Thanks so much, Hadley. If you have questions, which I'm sure you will, we are happy to answer them. We're going to have a dedicated Q&A period at the end. So just keep things organized, I'm going to ask that everyone please pop your questions in the Q&A section. We can monitor the chat as well, but it's just a lot easier if you have a question you'd like to be addressed to pop it in there just so we don't miss anything. Thanks so much for your understanding there. And finally, kind of redundant, but you can also access these past webinar recordings either on the Vendasta content library or on that YouTube playlist that we had shared previously. So, social media. We all use it. We all know it. We use it from everything from finding recipes to making plans to organizing events to keeping up with what Craig from high school has been doing these last 15 years. It's a part of our lives now that I think even 15 years ago, maybe not 15 years ago, I'm dating myself a little bit, I would never have thought growing up that there'd be such a community online, like something that you see on TikTok or Facebook or whatever. So we got a couple fun little questions I want to put to you folks in the form of a little pop quiz. And don't worry, you're not going to get a grade at the end of this. It's just for fun. So Hadley, could you pop that first question up there?
There we go.
Around what percentage of the world's population would you say is on social media? Do we have, we've got 40%, 64%, 87%, or 32%? Just if you can, hopefully you can see the overlay. Give you a couple minutes to answer here. We've got some varying answers. All right, leaning heavily towards 87%. While that would have been my first instinct as well, according to a study done by the lovely people at HubSpot and compiled by AI in my Google search this morning, 64% of our 8.3 billion humans on the planet are currently on social media. Now, that's still not a small number. That's 5.312 billion people on some form of social media, which is pretty impressive. So kudos to those who got the right answer there. Hadley, let's throw up that second question.
Just give me 2 seconds to find it. There we go.
No worries. Fantastic. And if you could throw that on the screen so I can read it. Around what percentage of the world's population would, oh, we already did that one. Let's put a different one up there. Why is it just showing that one? There we go. How many social platforms does the average person log into every month? Oh wow, somebody voting for just one. We've got some very offline folks here in the comments. We got 2 to 3, 4 to 5, none for 6 to 7 yet. A good balance, leaning heavily to 2 to 3. And for the record, that's about where I sit. I'm on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll stick my nose into Blue Sky or TikTok every once in a while to see what's going on. But regularly, probably about 2. It might surprise many of you to know that actually according to the same social media survey done by HubSpot, it's an average of 6.75 platforms each per person. So a lot of people are a lot more online. I didn't get a full list of what it considers to be a social site, so there may be some question around the answer of that, but that's the answer I came up with when I Googled it today. Is 6.75 on average social media platforms that people are logging into every month. And finally, let's do our last little fun quiz here at the beginning. Which major social platform would you say has the highest number of monthly users? We've got Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, and X, or the artist formerly known as Twitter. It's a little Prince joke for those music buffs in the audience. All right, we've got a strong leaning towards Facebook. Instagram's creeping up there. Some for YouTube. Give it a few more moments here. Oh, TikTok and Facebook neck and neck. Well, it might surprise you to know, and it might also be because of our, our wonderful grandparents on Facebook and great grandparents now. But the Facebook is with 3.1 billion active users, the highest, followed closely by YouTube at 2.9 billion, and WhatsApp at 2.3 billion. That international market for WhatsApp. Instagram is a very close fourth. I didn't get any data for X. That could just be because they're all bots on there, but who knows? I don't want to get into that too much. Thanks so much for playing. But as you can see from these results, social media, while it may be less fun these days to talk about like AI might be, it's not really gone anywhere. It's still very much in play. People are online, and as businesses, people want to, your business owners and clients are going to want to make sure that their content is going out where the people are. And that's what social marketing is all about. It's a great place to efficiently manage and report the performance of social media posts in one spot. We're going to switch over to our testing environment for this fake business called the Glow 2 spot. This is the social marketing dashboard, rather. It's a little bit small here. I'm just going to bump up my size a bit, and if you'd like, you can also expand the view here to get a better look at it. But some of you may be familiar with this already. The first thing when your clients log in, they are going to want to connect their accounts. So you can do that either by going to settings or to connect accounts. We're going to click that. Now, there are a number of different platforms that we can connect here in social marketing. We've got Facebook, Google Business Profile. Yes, you can make posts and updates to GBP if you didn't know, and Google loves it when you play with their toys. So if you're making a social post, you might as well throw it on your Google as well. We've got Instagram, we've got X, LinkedIn. New to the platform is YouTube. We can now post videos to YouTube, and then TikTok as well. In addition to these social platforms, you can also link a WordPress blog and use social marketing for long-form blog content. And you can connect custom RSS feeds to feed in to post to as well. If you have like an RSS feed that you post blogs to, you can use that as well. Each of these platforms have a little bit of a different flow of how to get them connected. Something like X or TikTok, very easy to do. You can just press your plus button here. It will prompt you to log in with your credentials for X or TikTok. For YouTube, it's through a Google login for your Google account, same being, of course, for your Google Business Profile. And as long as you are an admin on that Google account, you should be able to log into your or connect your accounts. For LinkedIn, it's a little bit of a different API connection. First, LinkedIn requires that a personal page be connected to serve as the anchor for the business page connection. And that personal page has to be a super user on the LinkedIn business page. Once that personal page is attached there, then you can add your business page, and both have to stay connected for that connection to continue. Now, the good news is you don't have to post to your personal page if you don't want to. You can always uncheck that option. I'll show you about that in a little bit here. And then finally, of course, the big boy himself, Meta. We've got Facebook and Instagram. Instagram can only be connected if it is a business Instagram account. So a personal account cannot be connected here. It has to also be first linked to an existing Facebook business page. And then that Facebook page has to be linked to the platform first. And then after all those 3 hoops are jumped through, then you can connect Instagram. A little bit more work on the front end there, but once it's on there, it's good to go. Now on our left-hand menu, moving down, we've got our overview, which is going to give you a quick glance at what's coming up for the next 30 days, what happened in the last 30 days, what comments were made recently. Of course, this being a demo environment, all our comments are from our wonderful Jeff Leibel, and it's from like 6 months ago. So again, hopefully your clients will have a few more recent comments than that. If we go to posts here, this is where you can see all the posts that we've got coming up. We've got our drafts, and you can kind of get an overview of where it's being posted and what that post is going to look like. We've got our scheduled posts, so what's actually been scheduled to go out. And then any posts that have been published recently will show up in this view. You can also filter by date range. So if you've got hundreds of posts and you want to just filter, what went out last month, you can search that in here as well. If you're looking for a better kind of high-level view of everything that's gone out, we've got this wonderful calendar option as well, which gives you the full overlay of how your month looks in posts, what's upcoming, what's gone out. Obviously, there's not a ton of posts in here. Let me just go back 6 months ago and see we've got some posts that went out on August the 11th here from this test account. And you can kind of see what those were. And if you want to see the full stats, you can pop over to the Insights section by clicking Show Full Stats. We won't do that right now. The other nice thing I want to mention about the calendar is, let's say you as an agency are doing some of this post creation for your clients, and you want to send them a month's worth of posts in advance to be able to give them a look before you post them. We've got this lovely Create Report button where you can select either your drafts, your scheduled posts, or both for whatever date range you want, and click Create Report, and it'll give you a little link you can share with your clients that they can click in and see all those posts in one spot. Let's hop back to our posts, and I'm going to show you how to create a post. This little handy button that says Create, as you might think, is where you start. And there's a few different options that we have. You can create a single post. You can create a story, temporary content that's shared for 24 hours, a short video like a reel or a short video on TikTok, a long video if you have comprehensive video content you want to post, and then a post campaign. If you want to bang out 4 or 5 posts all at once and schedule them out on a cadence, you can do that as well. And as I mentioned, you can do long form content to a WordPress blog as well if you want to write a blog. For this example, we're just going to write a simple post. So the first thing you want to decide is where your post is going to go. And we have this handy drop down, and it's going to show all the connected accounts that you've got. And if you say only wanted to post this to Instagram, you would uncheck the others. Now, if you wanted to go everywhere by default, and let's say you had your LinkedIn and your personal LinkedIn in here, and you wanted to go to all the business pages but not your personal LinkedIn, we'll pretend this X is your personal LinkedIn. You can uncheck that and then click Save as Default, so it knows going forward, never suggest to post to my personal LinkedIn. That's for my thought leadership, not my business posts or what have you. We'll just save that as default there though. After you selected your platform, sorry, brain went out the window for a moment, you have to write your content. So if you are feeling very creative today, you can absolutely just write your content out here. It's a 280 character limit for an X post, but if I take X off of here, you see that character limit is now 2,200. So there's no limit for, or there's a larger limit for Instagram and Facebook. If I don't want to write it all myself and I would like some help with that, I can write using AI. So I'm going to click Write with AI, and you can't really see here, but let's see. Write me a short Father's Day post with a dad joke so that talks about skin care. And let's see how it does. I always like to try and make it tell me a joke just to see how the humor functionality is working. Dad's secret to great skin, lots of moisturizer and a little bit of Papacino. I'm not sure what that means. I'm going to get you to retry that. Give me a better joke than that. And if it doesn't do a better joke this time, then we'll let it keep its day job as a content creator and not become a comedian. What did Dad start using? Why did Dad start using skincare? He wanted to look unfurrow-gettable. Oh, because of the furrows in your old dad's skin. That's great. Treat him to a glow up. So let's say I wanted to use that. Or if I wanted to change the tone, let's have it be a more witty tone. Change the tone to witty. And you can play around with that prompt. You can improve the writing. You can shorten it, lengthen it. Because why did Dad add skincare to his routine? Because crow's feet belong on birds, not his face. That's not bad. I kind of like that. As a dad, I can appreciate that joke. We're going to click insert, and that's going to pop that content right in here. Now, of course, it's a little long for X, so I'm going to say I'm not going to post it to X. Then you can add a picture or a video. You can add your own here. We have some options for royalty-free images from Pexels and Pixabay, but we've also got an AI image generator, a dad in a spa mask. Let's see what that gives me. It's going to take a moment here. The image generator has gotten leaps and bounds better from when we first released it, as all image generators have. However, you know, just make sure if you're making people, you're counting the fingers and you're, you know, double checking that they don't have 3 eyes or whatever. It does a pretty good job here. We'll see. Oh, there he is. There's Dad. He's got cucumbers on his eyes. I love it. He's got the remote control. That is a happy dad. So we can see there's our post preview. And then we want to post it or schedule it. I'm going to draft it. I'm going to do a draft right now, but I could schedule it out ahead of time. And I know some of my partners' clients that go on January 2nd and create every post for the next 12 months, have all their holiday posts in the bag so they don't even have to think about it. Each platform is going to have some advanced options. So for Instagram, for instance, I could make this a story or a post. For Facebook, I could make it a story or a post. If I was posting to Google, I could make it an event or make it a button that has a learn more or a book here button, that kind of stuff. And then you just click schedule to schedule it out, or you can post it immediately. I'm just going to save that as a draft because I think that's a pretty good test post there. Once you got your post saved, like I mentioned, it's going to show up in either your drafts or your scheduleds, and also on your calendar. So you can see we've got a drafted post for Facebook and Instagram there. The next thing I want to show you is how you can see how these posts are performing after they've been posted. Under the Insights section, oh, you know what? I'm interrupting myself. We talked a little bit about prompting your AI, but how do you make it so that you're not repeating yourself to the AI every time you go to use the posting generator? You can set the AI's knowledge in our AI settings. So if we go to Settings and we go to AI Settings, first and foremost, like all our AI employees, you have to add knowledge to it. Now, the nice thing about Business App is it's automatically going to add information from their business profile as found in the information that you put into Partner Center. And it's going to add their website as long as their website was added to Partner Center as well. And it's going to add that as a knowledge source. So right out of the gate, it already has a good idea about the business and is ready to go post about the work that your clients or you, if you're using this tool for yourself, are doing. You can add other knowledge in there. This particular example is a corporate location, so it's got different location information. So here's the info for our Fresno location and our Naples location and our Manhattan location. And then, in addition to the knowledge, you can give it instructions under social post instructions. If you want to make sure that the tone is always consistent, if you want to make sure that it's never using more than 3 or 4 emojis in a single post, this is where you would go to put that. Now that could be as simple as just writing it out in plain text, and the AI does a pretty good job of recognizing that. However, you can see here in our example, what one of our intrepid testers did was they went to Gemini and said, I have a social content creator agent, AI agent that I've created. I want to give it some instructions on how it should compose itself, and it gave Gemini all the list of criteria, and then Gemini generated this nice little I think they call that either a JSON or a Markdown file of all the rules it wants it to follow, the best practices and what to avoid, and if there are first visit specials and that kind of stuff. They can add that into the social instructions. So you can get as simple or as complex as you'd like. If you're going to build something like this, our best advice would be to go to Gemini and or ChatGPT or whatever it is you're using, and say, explain your situation. I'm building out my AI agent. I want it to know this. I want it to always, do this. What's the best way to prompt it to do that? And it's going to spit out something pretty good for you. Similarly, you can have specific instructions for your blogs. So if there's a specific opening paragraph you always want to have, or the same call to action at the end of every blog, you pop that in there as well. Now that I've finished with the AI stuff there, let's talk a little bit about your insights. So if you are posting, obviously you want to know how those posts are doing. We've got 2 things in our insights section. We've got link performance, which is going to show you how often your links that you're sharing, if you're linking to your website or to a blog post that you wrote or something like that, how often those are being clicked. But more useful, I find, is the post performance as well for their engagement. Yes, thank you. I don't need to see that again. So if we click all, it's going to give you an overview of the posts that have gone out. Obviously, we haven't posted to this one for a while, but it'll give you all the posts you've gone out. And then below, if you have posted in the last 30 days or whatever your target is. So let's say the last 12 months for these guys here. You can see the frequency of your posts, and you can get an idea of what posts went out. And that's great. It's nice to have that view, but you can't really see any numbers. How did these posts do? The way to find that out is to go into each of the platforms. So let's click on Facebook and let's take a look. So on Facebook in the last 12 months, we had 26 new posts, which is 26 more than the previous 12 months. Most of our posts hit, a little over 10, between 10 or 1 and 10 engagement. Some got between 10 and 100, and we can see that breakdown as well. And then we can see on this lovely chart, let's zoom out just a hair, which ones got the most reach, or how many were commented on, which ones were reshared, reacted to, and kind of what the percentage of engagement based on how many people saw it and how many people actually interacted with it. And you can use this information to find out what sort of content your audience is warm to, what sort of content gets them excited. And you can try and replicate that for future months. The other thing you can do in here, if we go to our settings, there's a section called interesting content. Let's say you have some blogs or an RSS feed that you follow for industry information that quite often has content that you think would be valuable for your audience to see. With the interesting content, you can link an RSS feed by putting in the RSS URL, what the name is, what business categories it comes under, so like home services or automotive or whatnot. And it will pull in content from that RSS feed on your interesting content screen so that you can then quickly make a post about it to just another way to share valuable content without having to do a whole lot of creative lift in the moment for yourself. So that is another use for that. You can also, under our tools, we can create social post templates. If you have a common format that you want to be using, you can build it out as a template. So to create a template, we would compose a post, and then instead of scheduling the post, we would click this Save as Template button, and then it'll save that to your templates list. Under our tools as well, we've got the clickable .bio, so you can sell products from a link on your Instagram profile, and that can be built out here as well. And you can see what your followers are commenting from one spot here. Now, if I comment here, if I click reply, you can see I am able to reply directly to Jeff's comment right from the platform here. And I can actually even get AI to suggest a reply here. So let's see what the AI does for here. You can book your foot massage appointment online through our website, or give us a call for quick scheduling. Ready to treat your feet? And then you can just post that. That's pretty sweet. And again, here's that content, that interesting content, the RSS feeds that you connect. That is just about it for our social marketing walkthrough. And I'd love now to get into some questions, if I can get back to my slideshow. There we go, a little peek behind the curtain there. Hadley, do we have any questions from our audience?
Perfect. Here is one from David. One of my companies is a general contracting firm, and I need to find subcontractors for a project. How might I use this system to try and get help? Can it search the area for subcontractors available? Would it just post for me to Instagram and LinkedIn?
Great question, David. So social marketing specifically is for that content posting, and in some cases commenting or replying to those post comments. It's not really a great networking tool in itself. You can't really use it to search, LinkedIn or other socials for subcontractors. What might be good for you there, if you want to provide that for your client, or if this is your company, you can use the Find Leads feature in Partner Center under CRM and go to Companies and click in the top right corner, Find Leads, and then do a search for those subcontractors, for plumbers in your area or whatever else. And you can use that. So instead of finding them for clients, you're finding them for, I found you online. I'd like some help with a project that we're working on. But social marketing itself isn't really designed for that kind of networking. Great question. Thank you so much. Oh, you're muted, Hadley.
Perfect. Sorry. The next one is from John. Does the onboarding of Meta via social marketing help the user, the SMB client, take the correct steps, Facebook connected first, and so on?
Hi, John. That is a great question, and unfortunately, there is nothing in the workflow that will guide them that way at the moment. That is a great call out, and it's something that I think is definitely worth including. I'm going to be suggesting that to our devs, and if all of you wouldn't mind going into your Partner Center, clicking the question mark in the top right corner and clicking on Give Product Feedback. And if you give that feedback there or upvote someone else's feedback of that specific feature, that is a good way to get it on the developer's radar. But I'm also going to pass that suggestion as well. The reason why I focused on it so heavily at the beginning is so that you would know, so that you could tell your clients. That's kind of the best way to do it. If you have a client who just has an Instagram account and they're like, I don't have Facebook, just let them know, build a dummy page. It doesn't hurt to have your business show up on Facebook, even if you're not using it. Link your Instagram, then you can link both and only post to Instagram. Great question, John. Thank you so much.
Awesome. We have another one from David. Is there a way to do a post, for example, a recruiting post, and then schedule it every month on the first Monday at 8 p.m.?
I guess the best way to do that would be to create a post campaign, and then you would schedule it out for as far in advance as you wanted. There's not a good way to have it post automatically, just to have it know, oh, Monday at 8 p.m. on the first of every month, I'm going to make this same post. But you could build it out as a post campaign, and just for the next 10 Mondays or 10 first Mondays or 12 first Mondays, schedule that out. And then that's just a campaign that runs. But in answer to what I think you're hoping for, there isn't a way to automatically have it know to make that same post every month.
Awesome. Thank you, David. Next one is from John. Can we train the AI on that RSS feed as we update it? The AI updates?
Yes. So let me click back here and share this tab instead. Let's go to our knowledge under the AI settings. So what I would do is if your AI, your RSS feed is coming onto a website, you could add that as website knowledge, add new knowledge. And then website, you would put the where the RSS feed is showing up. We would go follow links, and we would go enable automatic refresh. Now this finds up to 100 pages, so eventually it's going to need to be refreshed because it's going to run out of space on this one. So not a great solution, but definitely a way to link to those blogs or those other things. The one thing I will caution you on, if it's not your own RSS feed and you're training your AI on it, there's a chance that you are running into somebody's IP, and you don't want to get into a situation where your AI is directly quoting somebody else's article. So just be careful with that kind of stuff. If it's general knowledge about the industry at large, or about that everybody should know about this, that doesn't really belong to one content creator, I would almost just recommend adding that in as some text knowledge here in the AI. Really good question.
Thank you, John. The next one is from Oliver. Can you clarify how you have the AI create the brand details to feed the AI? What are the exact instructions you give AI to write the script, or whatever it's called? Is it called a script for AI?
Oh, I think what you're talking about is in here with the social post instructions, where you go to ChatGPT or whatnot. Essentially, I don't have the script that they used to write this example, or the instructions they used to write this example. But as I understand it, it was essentially explaining to the AI what it is you're trying to do with your AI agent, i.e., I want to create meaningful, engaging content based on my business with an AI agent. Can you write a prompt for me for that AI agent? Here are the things to make sure it's always doing. Here are the things to make sure it should never do. And it's going to spit out something similar to this. And you may find that you want to tweak it a little bit. You may find you want to iterate with Gemini or ChatGPT, but there isn't like a silver bullet method on how to do it exactly. This is a fairly new frontier, and we're all trying to iterate as best we can how to make it most effective. But I would start with that, explaining to GPT, explaining to Gemini what your goal is, what you're trying to do. Here are the parameters that I want it to be able to have. Go, and that's how I would start this.
Awesome. Thank you, Oliver. The next one is coming from Thomas. Can you explain how the WordPress blog feature works?
Sure thing. Thanks, Thomas. So if we have your WordPress blog connected, so go to spot.wppremiumhosting.com, and you post a long form content, you give what the goal of the blog is about. So is it to educate? Is it promotional? Is it narrative? Is it a list or a comparison, or are you writing your own goal? You tell the content creator what you want to write about and be as detailed as possible. Include specific keywords that you want it to hit on, and then you can set its tone and its length, and then you generate the titles. So a blog about the importance of regular skin care, and then keywords to include aging and wellness, and here we go, self-esteem. And we want our tone to be persuasive, and I'm just going to get it to a short one because I don't want to take forever here. So it's generating its blog titles. This is a great question. Thank you for asking it, because I forgot about all these steps, and this is a good thing to know. So which title do you like? It came up with 5 options, or you can write your own title. So I'm going to say enhance confidence with effective skincare practices. And I'm going to generate an outline. From here, you can outline what you want your sections to be about. You can add as many as you'd like. I don't think there is a limit here. Let's just see. Is there a limit? Probably it'll tell me, hey, this is no longer a short blog. But let's go ahead and generate a blog now. There we are. So once that blog is written, I would definitely recommend, reading through it, maybe putting your own spin on some of the points. Obviously, as a blog, when you're writing a blog, you want to be a thought leader. You want to be that expert when you're writing a blog about your industry. So make sure that you agree with everything that the AI has put in here. Make sure that you are happy with how it's framed things. And then you can put in a feature image as well. So again, you can drop in an image. This one, it has to be an image that you have handy. It's not one that you can generate an image here. Once you're happy with that, then you can schedule that to be posted to your WordPress blog. And you can schedule it or draft it or post it now. You can specify who the author is, if there are any categories or tags you want to add to it as well. And then you just hit this schedule post, or in this case, post now. And that will be posted to your WordPress blog. Thank you for asking that question, Thomas. That's a whole arm of it that I don't often get to explore, and I was glad to do that with you today.
Thank you, Thomas. The next one comes from Tommy. He's wondering about the roadmap in regards to responding to comments on YouTube specifically. He was very excited to see the YouTube was added.
I don't have a whole lot of information on timelines on when the responding to comments on YouTube will be implemented. I do know it was a long road, and you probably know too, Tommy, it was a long road to even us be able to post to it. YouTube has very stringent requirements around terms of service, around how that API works. So I would imagine it's something that's on our developers' mind. What I would say as a best practice for right now, if we go to here I'm going to open it up in a different one actually, feedback.vendasta.com, or again that help menu up in the top corner of Partner Center, and you go to give product feedback. Not only can you give that piece of feedback, that'd be a great thing to post here in our thing. So for that one, it would be for social marketing. You'd click and then you'd say, let's create a post right now responding to YouTube comments in social marketing. For better engagement, this would be a game changer. And then you click create post. You can add attachments if there are attachments you think. I would encourage you guys all to come in here and upvote this post that I just made. For better engagement, this would be a game changer. You can leave comments as well if you have any data on, I have 50 clients that would want to do this, pop that in there too. That's going to get the developers attention as well. The other thing you can do, Tommy, is to always be watching, and I recommend you do this anyway, always be watching the change log here. This is where our most recent releases get posted. You also will see them in the top corner of Partner Center if we look here, up on this little new releases badge. Those will show up there as well, but if we click see all changes, it'll just take us back to that changelog page. Thank you so much, Tommy. Any other questions for us today, Hadley?
That is all for questions today.
Okay,
thank you guys for asking.
Yeah, you guys, this was awesome. I really appreciated the engagement. It's so good to see so many of you here. Next week, as a sneak peek, let me find my my goodness, my slideshow. Share this tab instead. Next week, holy moly. Up next, We have AI Prompting 101. We've got some old images here. I'm actually going to be the one presenting this one next week. So we will talk a little bit about training, deploying your customized AI employees, and how to prompt them. We've got some in-house tips and tricks for specific industries, and then we've got some best practices and advice for when you're prompting your AI and adding knowledge. So we're looking forward to that one next week. Tune in, same bat time, same bat channel. We will see you then. Thanks so much.